Mark, I want to turn to the classified documents case involving President Biden. Donald Trump said Biden got off, quote, scot-free, but former U.S. Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein said that prosecutors' decisions were completely justified. Let's listen to his comments first.
President Biden fully cooperated and turned over the documents. Now, I don't know whether the allegations against President Trump are true or not, but it is a distinguishing factor, and it's perfectly appropriate for prosecutors to consider a suspect's cooperation, a suspect's truthfulness in making a determination about whether prosecution might be warranted.
He's making the difference there with the Trump case being that obstruction allegation. This, of course, means Trump's charges would have been likely less severe if he complied with federal officials, just like President Biden did. So why call it a double standard?
Well, it is a double standard. I mean, number one, President Trump is covered by the Presidential Records Act, where then Vice President and then Senator Joe Biden was not. So he has a right to those documents. He was keeping them locked in secured rooms with the National Archives asking for extra locks. Extra locks were provided, not in crumbling boxes in a garage. And what we see again is that Joe Biden gets off. Donald Trump gets the book thrown at him, and it's very plain for the American people to see this. You've got basically two ex-officials with classified documents. One gets the book thrown at him, one gets off scot-free, and it's not a hard case to make for the American people to see how differently these two men are being treated.
But you would concede that President Biden showed a willingness to hand over those documents more so than former President Trump did?
Well, I would tell you that the former President Trump was arguing that he has a right to maintain those documents, has been established by presidents going all the way back through Ronald Reagan. I mean, Bill Clinton had classified documents he was allowed to keep, Barack Obama, et cetera. So this is something that we do with our former presidents, and they have access to their documents. And so that's a legal case that's proceeding. But again, you know, we see on one case, books thrown at him, house raided. The other one, they were told that they were coming, and they had, you know, again, it wasn't secured, it was in a garage.
And that was after months and months of requesting those documents from the former president that he did. Sorry, Joel.
This was not a surprise. This was not a surprise raid on Mar-a-Lago. As you're saying, for months they were engaged with Donald Trump's officials, his lawyers. Trump just chose not to hand over the documents. Look, here's the bottom line. One individual was exonerated, Joe Biden, and one was indicted, Donald Trump. And that's not because someone got special treatment. It's because the target behaved differently. And the target, in this case, Donald Trump, he got indicted for trying to hide classified material. Joe Biden did not, because he handed it over. Now, Joe Biden didn't get a pass in this investigation. This was a Trump appointee that exonerated him. So the idea that somehow we can claim that it's unfair treatment, that just belies the idea of equal justice under the law in the United States. There is equal justice, and in this case, Donald Trump was indicted and Joe Biden was exonerated.
All right, Joel Rubin, Mark Lauder, thank you both, as always, for your insights. We appreciate it.